Alright, hello everybody. We're live. It's Friday night. We're gonna be playing the Stanley Parable. Just setting some more things up and we'll be done in a jiffy. Just making sure everything looks right before I transition into the game. So, let me also open this little Capri Sun. Just want something to drink. So yeah. Alright. Let's get in this. Stanley Parable. I never really played this game. I've never played this game. I did play his other game. That's what's it called? Dr. Langiskov's Diamond Crystal Tiger thing. It was a free one that it doesn't really have that many choices, I think. So, you played Stanley Parable before? No. These are just a slider until the computer is barely visible. Okay. Think like that, we're good. Please enter your current time. My time, it's 8:59 p.m. Oh, do I have to go all the way around for? Yeah. 8:59 p.m. Accessibility settings can be accessed from the main menu. Okay. Oh, the menu's being mirrored over there. To the view, I think we'll up that a bit. Pause, interact, crouch, move, look. Okay, so there's not a lot of stuff we have to do here. I mean, why not have it like that? All right. Give me a second. I'm just gonna post a link so people can watch the show. So why not? Okay, copy link. Blue sky. Okay, let me copy paste that and post the same thing on Twitter, because why not? Because our choices are an illusion. Alright. We're just about set up. And I think we're gonna start playing now. Alrighty. Begin the game. The end is never the end, and the end is never the end is loading.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I don't want to
Stanley
skip
worked for a
it.
company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee
427?
number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders
Just like
came
me.
to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This
Okay.
is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay. Sounds easy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
But what if I would want to go? Well, it's kind of slidey, the movement. Can you do anything here? Can I touch the phone? Yeah, I guess we'll get out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What can we do here?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay, I guess we'll go. Be my Valentine. It is around that time. I think the sensitivity is a little too high. And I'll lower the field of view too. Whoa, not that much. 75. Okay. It's the explorable space over there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Left? Yeah, that's left. I want to go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Is there like a collectible in the game? You go through here? Okay.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Ooh.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Can't get a soda?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
It is. Can we do something here?
At this
Notepad?
point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Alright,
It's
alright.
possible that this is why everyone left.
Don't gotta be mean. You know what? I'm just gonna stay here for more.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
A message to stay in here so I can hear more. What else are you gonna say? You gonna say another thing? Come on, say something else. You won't say anything else? Okay, fine.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open
It was
door on his
amazing.
left to get back to business.
Can't get back in. There's a...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay. Oh, do we work in blueprints or something? Well, what type of business is this? This is Dunder Mifflin? Wow. Deep fall.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Can we go this way?
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
I want to go through this door. It's back here. No buckets past this point. Is there a bucket? Can I take a bucket over there? I don't see any buckets. Nah, it's a TV. Oh, is this a bucket? It's a paint bucket, but I can't lift it. I guess there's no buckets to take over there. Let's see.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
The red door? What if we ponder this decision? He says to go red. But he also told me to go left. But then I went right and we found that cool room. So, maybe just trying to keep us from finding cool stuff? Maybe. If we go through the blue. Maybe if we go through blue, there'll be more cool stuff. Let's see. Blue.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, don't push the story on me.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
They put the door back here.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You
Yeah.
want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
Yes.
don't let me stop you.
Dark room.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
It's got the
Broken
PSP.
rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yeah.
I don't think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work
Max
with me?
Shooter
You've
New
given me
DLC?
absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
He made something new for me? No, no, no. Come on.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes?
No.
Wonderful.
No.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Go here. What? Leaderboard. Good old Neil is online. Skid is offline. Do you know that 21% of players skip the intro sequence? Only the 3%. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable career? $1,386 awards? Whoa. Did you know? Okay, we didn't get to finish this. 98.9% of players are more attractive than Stanley. Oh. Compete against others. Okay. A dead rat is objectively ranked. 7 hours. This is the first time I play. Why are you saying I got 7 hours in the game? Let's go through here.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Oh, what kind of game?
Taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Sure.
Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game.
Oh, okay.
All the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Okay. When do I press the button?
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
No.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas.
I want to see what happens.
I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
What?
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's
Okay.
see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What are we gonna play?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you
Oh,
think
is
this
this
game is about,
Firewalk?
Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Outward? Space puffs. Can't get a drink of water. What? That rocks. Chlortox. Hey, look, it's the S. Who's that? What does it say? Fine. Fire watch? Oh, okay, cool. Let's see, where do we go? Wait, there's propane tanks up here. Can we do something with the propane tanks? No? Okay. His window's tilted.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
Oh? What? Looks like it's guiding me that way.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
What? No!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing.
Go between
big,
that?
open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods
come
now,
on.
Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
No.
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
There's nothing around us.
Oh,
Jonesy Lake?
I think
Wait,
this
Fortnite?
will be just the thing.
Jonesy Fortnite? What?
Wonderful. See, this
We're in
is
Rocket
exactly
Lake?
what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any
Oh.
possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley,
Oh.
if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what
Sports
fun.
ball?
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes.
Run the
I think surely
bases?
we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh. What if we go in the go? Whoa.
What are you doing?
Whoa. Where are we going?
Stanley,
We're back
don't
in
do
the
that.
Stanley
I can't follow you
parable.
there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Island cabinet? Where can I go? Is it just falling down if I go anywhere? 28 by 128? Is there a floor here? Or... Am I just going deeper into the game? Whoa. Is this Portal? What is this? Four, 2, 3. 4, 2, 4. Wait, are we going back to my office? Oh, look, is that my office? Huh. Okay. So I guess we can't really do anything in there. Huh?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
What?
I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Oh, are we just in the dark? Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Yeah, I
Stanley
guess we're
decided
starting
to go to the
over.
meeting room.
We
Perhaps
got
he had
one
simply
ending, I
missed a
guess.
memo.
Wait, do you talk about a memo? Oh? Input received, but how do can I put more? Wait, hold on, let me see. There's a reticle. Can I put the reticle? Why not? I guess we can't put more input.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, we'll humor you. We'll humor you this time. We went left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Standard graphs 14 times wide. Not cost efficient. Synergize papers. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets off of... We erase that? Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda ideas. Write next day's agendas. Reflete? It says reflete. Was that like a cursive C? These numbers are important. These no more charts. Where's the projector? Oh, there it is. I guess can't do anything with that. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
But we can get the broom?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't
Okay.
even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
But, gotta be something, right?
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing
Yeah.
around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Looking for something to do. What can we do in here? And you're still talking to me, so
You
there
do
must be
realize
something.
There's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
I mean, I guess.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
That's what I was
Maybe
thinking.
When you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Is there a broom closet ending? If I stay here, do I get
Stanley
another
was
ending?
fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He
Hey!
probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Well, maybe the latter, but I don't know about the other ones.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well,
No,
in a
I'm here.
situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
No, there must be something else. Surely there's something else. Give me too much attention here. Is he really not gonna say anything else? What if we open the door? Does he recognize that? Okay.
Second player, it's good to have you on board. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay. What if we go back? There's really nothing else? Okay. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it with the broom closet. I think he ran out of the patience.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We'll go downstairs. What's that? Can't read it.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense.
No,
As
it
Stanley
didn't.
pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Oh,
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
yeah.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No,
Were
Stanley
they?
said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He
What was
just
that?
hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Oh,
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
well,
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
oh,
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
huh.
While he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
Coffee nut.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words
I am
was
awake.
a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
I have a wife?
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Oh?
I am okay.
Where are we? We're still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear
I am
my
real.
voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What? No.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Oh.
Then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, at least she thought of me for a bit. I guess we died there.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, let's go then. This one does have a code. Oh wait, this one does have a code. Wait, so do we have to keep on going around and to open this? Okay, we might have to keep going around. Let's try and get more of those codes.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
Yeah,
doors,
we'll go on the
he
left.
entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. Executive bathroom. What? I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. What can we do in here? Use bathroom. Use toilet. Falkenhoof. Use toilet. Alright. The beige pages? Whoa. Business strategy? What kind of business strategy is that? I'd like to know. An elevator? Where's this taking us? It's good music. Stanley Parable OST Golden? Yeah. Oh, tall building. What floor were we on? Da 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 da. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, is he vibing with me? Da da da. Yeah, let's vibe together, narrator. Do 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 dun dun da 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 dun. Dun 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 dun 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 ba 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 da 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 da. Hmm? You just end up in the same place? What if we go up this time? No, up. Whew. Yeah. Da 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 da. Stanley. Ooh. Yeah. 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 That's great. That's really good. We'll be back.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
Yeah.
What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2, 4, 8, 5. Two, 4,
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
5.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Oh, 2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped
like
into
Mr.
the
Burns'
newly
office.
opened passageway.
Okay. Looks like we're going on some construction back here. An elevator? Now loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh? What if we went back up?
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Okay. So we're back up here.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Oh. I'm glad you're liking it. What if we go 0, 1, 2, 3? Nothing? Okay, let's go back down then. Wait. Can this door open? No. I guess we have no choice but to go back down. I get back down, and I go up again, and I go back down, and I go up again.
Incredible.
And then I go back
Now he's
down.
getting back into the
And
elevator
then I
going
go
down
back up again.
Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Okay.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No.
Oh.
It's time once again to go back up in the elevator.
Yes.
I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Exactly.
Oh my God. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me
Yeah?
a time out here for a minute while I process this.
Okay. We'll wait.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm
Okay.
prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
Okay. Ready when you are. It's a really great little birdie.
All right, I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As
Yeah.
before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Okay. So it's still gonna be in the boss's room, or? Okay. Maybe we should go back down. Maybe something changed.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now
Yeah.
it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had
Really?
no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Yeah. Man, I love this. You know? Everything's always MCU this, MCU that. Sparked. Something sounds different. It didn't spark like that before.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't
Okay.
you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the
Yeah.
suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill.
It is.
Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Okay.
There we go. Isn't this so much more
Gets so much more
exciting,
eerie
you know,
like
Stanley?
this.
It seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want
Yes.
big, explosive moments
Isn't that right?
right in their faces from the very moment that things get started.
Oh,
Where's
yeah.
the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced
Exactly.
appreciation for the story?
The trust that Mr.
characters?
Phantom has to
Why
say
aren't
hi,
we given
yes.
time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years.
Yep.
And it's really all because of you.
Yeah.
You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact
Thank you,
same
Mr.
locations
Narrator.
over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley.
Yeah.
I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is
I
why
agree.
we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you. So that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good.
Oh my god. This is like the perfect place to like address everyone on 300 followers. That's awesome.
Here somewhere.
We got to 300 subscribers. This is the perfect place to like announce it. The pyramids. The guy who went to Mars. World's healthiest human being. All tricks revealed. Oh man, we're in royalty now. This is where 300 subscribers got us. Oh man.
Ah, yes. Here it is, just through this door.
See that? Live on stage. The man, the process, the myth, the legend, the parable. Stanley Parables Stanley. What's next? To stage?
Are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of
Stanley
surprise
Writer.
in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley.
They brought my books?
It looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
The storyteller. Oh, that's awesome. What's this? Story Stanley, me, Dad, age 6. Okay. The dude who came up with pizza. Whoa. Oh my god. Doing great. The Lord. Meet and greet. A conversation with Alexander the Great. Whoa. We're with legends tonight. Whoa. Yep, that's right. I am Iron Man. Oh man, what happened? I guess it was all a dream. Again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. None of these computers had a code thing on it.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, so it doesn't look like any of these have like a code. Oh wait, this one. None of these? You're still clapping? Thank you, thank you. You know, it's a great audience to have. It's a great audience to have.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Okay, we'll go
he
left.
entered the door on his left.
Okay, I'm not gonna bug him no more. We're gonna go down the elevator. We'll go down the elevator.
Yet
Even
there
though
was not
that
a
last
single
ending was
person here
brilliant.
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Okay.
Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We're almost at the office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
No. Okay.
Stanley just sat
2,
around twiddling
4,
his
5.
thumbs. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons,
Okay, let's go.
Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. Down the elevator we go. Okay, now we'll go down the hallway.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I don't like that one.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Whoa. Let's keep going.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Okay.
At this
We
point,
still got
Stanley
options.
was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and
Yep.
willingly confront his death.
Am I gonna die? Nah, there's no way. Okay. See, we're still alive. Oh, we Five Nights at Freddy's now?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss. Like plucking
Hey, it
the
looks like we're not gonna
eyeballs from a
escape,
blind
boys.
man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that, narrator. Oh?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Ooh.
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Who's this lady? Who's talking to us now? Plot armor indeed.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did
What's
the
that?
narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Well,
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
whoa. It's a conspiracy. Nature paintings? Wait, are we in the dev console? Filing cabinets. What do we do here? Office computers? Okay. Button sounds. Ooh. You can get these on Fab? Tacko fab.com/sellers/Tacko 3D. What do we do? Credits? I don't see Stanley's name anywhere. Did Jesus worked on this game? Boss's office? Just different permutations, or are those like blockouts? Wow, it's like the Insomniac Museum.
Party for him for all his button pushing. Does that sound plausible to you?
Recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over 2 years of
Then he
development.
pushed the number 4.
These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final
Now,
game.
This elevator for sure will get him right back on track to where he was supposed to be. Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room? Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design.
I think he did use those lines.
Stanley spend the next hour trying to solve it.
I want to hear more of this lady. What's she got to say? Oh. Countdown desk? One of the desks from an early version of the countdown ending. There's a countdown ending? Freedom ending. This is the freedom ending as it existed in beta. Huh. Monitor room, elevator. Countdown room? Countdown room. Zending? The screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. There's like a portal map. Zending levers? Can't use these? What's this? Trailers. We ran 4 major trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. Wow, it's been a long time. Features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of Stanley. Wait, repairing? Huh. But what are we doing? Okay. Is there an end to this area? I think we keep going. Where's the lady's voice? Whoa, wait, that's our office. 427, 427. Stanley's office from left to right. The evolution from 2011 to March 12th to March 2012 to February 2013. What's the... Oh, his desk is bigger? Huh. Okay. Game design mockup. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout for this mockup, it's still in the game. Huh. Exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Is the way to be free? Do we turn it off?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
I need him?
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game.
Whoa.
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
No, no.
Don't choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Ah, it ended. Okay, I guess we
All
died.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Lost the plot armor, yeah.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
Okay, we'll
doors,
cooperate.
he
We'll
entered the door
cooperate
on
this
his left.
time. He wants us to go left. He wants us to go through the meeting and
Yet
not
there
stay
was
in the
not a
broom
single
closet.
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
wants us to
decided
go up
to
the
his
stairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
And he wants us to
his
go
boss's
into the office. Not to the elevator room where we had a jamming good time.
The moment he entered his manager's
He wants us
office,
to put
Stanley
in
froze in his tracks.
2, 8,
Not a living
4,
soul
5.
anywhere. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Okay. Ooh.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward.
We're not gonna vibe for a bit?
Passageway.
I thought we had a thing going there. Whoa, wait. There was a hole here. Could I have jumped through the hole? Where's the music coming from? From my heart.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, I guess we'll go through here then. You do anything else? It's just a button? Those cigarettes? Who would leave perfectly good cigarettes on the floor?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh?
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Can't press the button again?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true
Whoa.
nature revealed.
Fired?
Each bore
Fired?
the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and
Whoa.
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had
No.
Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he
Impossible.
was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Can't press any of these buttons again?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His
No.
own life in someone else's control? Never.
Absolutely
It was
not.
unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the
Every
world?
me is me.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
Whoa.
labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna save the world, huh? What's this connected to? Do we need to power this console on? How do we turn this on? It looks like it's connected to that door. Facility power? Mind controls, idle, waiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yeah.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes.
2
Now,
minutes.
this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Blow
it's
up.
Your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
Oh.
More time to talk about you.
Oh, what?
About me. Where we're going. What all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway.
Okay.
I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
What'd you do?
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times,
142.
I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
You
My
monster.
goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Thank
These
you.
are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this
Wait, we have a minute left? I thought you only added 40
Something
seconds.
here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose
Okay,
in
1,
this
2,
case
3,
is?
4.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
1.
But here's a spoiler.
2.
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of
3.
watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
Come on, we gotta get
This
faster.
is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world.
4.
That's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Come on, we have
Take a
30
look at the
seconds
clock,
left.
Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to strike.
We can't sprint.
30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately?
We pressed them all in order. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Or will you
5.
let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part
Oh,
of the
man.
joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your
4,
beautiful
2,
life
7?
from the moment
What?
you fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
We died? Yep. So do those buttons not do anything? I thought
The meeting room.
maybe pressing
Yes,
them in
that's
order
where
would
everyone
turn
would
them
be.
off.
Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Did these ones turn on? No. New content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
What's new? What is it? This portal?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Yeah.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
I'm aware.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Oh.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well,
Okay.
this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
What is it?
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure
Okay.
it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All
Okay.
right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Wonder what it is.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Oh. The jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
You get to jump now?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
What do we do? We have 5 jumps left. Gotta make the content last. Otherwise, we will never be able to play any new updates. Guess I'll just use the last jump. Oh, come on, really? Come on, give me another one. Okay.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I
What's
have
next?
to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just
Oh.
elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new
Looks
content,
like.
then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell,
Yeah.
I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... oh, wait. There's more. Very
Okay.
good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
What is it? Thank you for enjoying
That's
the new
it?
content.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated
It
and I'm
does.
offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks, Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Okay.
What do you say, friend?
What do we do? Oh. That's a new look. What does the trophy list have? Eight. Huh.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Well, we both want new content. What's new?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Is this Skyrim?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Okay.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the
It
waste.
did. Back then, it used to mean something. Wait, who's this award for? Stanley. The Last of Us. 2013. That's the year the game came out. Oh my god, so much nostalgia. Buy on pressured gas? Oh, I buy all my games on pressured gas. Stanley Parable bits of music. Smile because it happened. Yes. $1 bill. Oh. It's impossible to get this achievement. Go outside. Nominee. Game innovation. Debut game. Story. New York Times wrote about it. Wow. In loving memory of little Stanley. Oh.
Je suis dans la mémoire seule sur la pluie de l'eau et je n'attends plus que toi, mon amour. C'est là, dans la mémoire où je me remémore les jours où je t'ai rencontré, mon amour.
Oh, I miss the old Stanley Parable.
Mais ici, c'est aussi
This game was so much better before. Before the accolades, before the awards, before the hundreds of sales and the thousands of players.
C'était en 2013, un très bon
Banana, banana,
du mois d'avril.
banana,
Les
banana,
journaux, mon amour,
banana.
rien de plus nostalgique que les
Papaya,
bruits du
banana,
qui reçut
mango, banana,
IGF, mon amour.
do Do ba do.
Ici,
Oh.
dans la mémoire,
Let's go to the church. Oh, wow.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing
Wow.
the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It
I
was
love
Persona
Skyrim.
3. It was all
I
of
love
them.
Persona.
And now, it's nothing. It's no
Nothing.
games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just
It's
a
not.
husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Games are supposed to be fun forever. Not just for a few hours. 40-hour-long games is nothing. That's so short. I need my RPGs, every single-player experience I play, to be 400 hours. What's down here? Memory zone maintenance?
Here's another
this?
moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
It
It
was.
didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
No.
All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that.
Exactly.
Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Horse. Greedy freaking companies. Can't make anything. Carpet textures. Amazing. Move objects. Create levels. Wait, this game is made in Source? Is it? I didn't know this was Source. I would have assumed Unity. The Serious Room. 2013. Can we not go in the Serious Room? I want to go in the Serious Room.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
She could turn back
Wait.
time
Hang on.
to the
I
good
don't
old
recall this
days.
part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Huh?
Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games.
Oh.
I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
What did it say?
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and
What?
dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not
No.
trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Exactly. Stanley Parable is a work of art. How could anyone hate this game?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
No.
Tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite
I mean,
shocking
sometimes you
for
can
me.
go on a bit, but
Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know
terse.
how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it...
What's that word?
I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear.
Sparring and the use
What
of
an
words.
awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley
No.
Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
What's this?
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
A skip button?
A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Yes.
That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Of course.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went... Oh, you're
Hello?
back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not
Really?
that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or
Treatise?
maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice
Treatise,
you've ever made
a written
is
work
simply a series of
dealing
choices
formally
made by
and
the person
systematically
who you
with a
are,
subject.
or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite?
Okay.
You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once, that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a
that sounds
treatise
accurate.
vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel.
It's definitely more commonly used.
Ambitious history, if you will.
Uh-huh.
See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth, in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor.
Okay.
It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations.
Then let's get to it then.
Here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Okay.
Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Let's go.
Manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
Okay.
Treatise, manifesto.
Yeah.
Treatise, manifesto.
We'll skip.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's
Yeah.
the power of the button. The minute
Yeah.
I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one
really?
was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Really?
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking,
Okay.
isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
12 hours?
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley.
Does the minute hand move?
There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're
How long has it been?
Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
A week?
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley.
You want something to hear you.
That I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley, not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome.
Hello.
I've had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously.
Really?
I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular
Another
outcome.
one. Hello? Narrator? Are you here? Hello? Hello, hello? Okay. Seems like he's not here. That noise. Can we turn that off? Looks like we can't turn it off. Might as well just skip this whenever it comes off.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others.
Hello? You out there?
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
That's what I'm saying.
Is never the end, is never the
I always been saying this. You guys always get mad at me for saying this, but I always say it.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the
Precisely.
end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
You okay? Whoa! Okay, so that was a drastic change here. It's never the end. Ooh. Some nice lighting now. Life finds a way. Cycle of growth and life. It's always happening all around us, within us, around us. Penetrates and binds us all together. Just as we came from the ground, we'll return to it once more. And as you can see, into the ground, the life returns once again. Eternity seems like a long time, but it's really just as long as we can take it. My safe button doesn't work anymore. Something happened. Where's the narrator? Where is he? Where are we? When is we? Oh. Cycle begins anew. Do we go one more?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The end is never the end. It's never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end. New content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
What's new? There's new content? Kind of new content. Okay.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
2? Oh man, we get this early?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor
Never the end
additions?
again?
Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up.
Oh, they got Max
Why, there are
now.
so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Investor showcase. Taste the sequel, new and tasty. Dos.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Wow, you gotta love that couch. They got Max. See, it's all over the place. What's this? Fan art? Or concept art? Looks like these guys are moving up. They got a lot better. They're back. 2 doors. TSP2 logo ideas on the Google Drive. Thanks for attending my meeting. Stanley Parable 2. Stanley Parable 2. I mean, I kind of like this one. It's got some stylish to it, you know? It's got some style. Well.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy
Scrum work
than anything scientific or logical, really.
Scrum work is like, you know, it's effective, but oh my god, leading meetings in Scrum? Come on. Everyone's just like, no, it's not my job. It's not my job. Well, we're early in development, dude. It's like, you're gonna have to do something more. Let's just keep going. I'm not gonna rant about this now. The way to the show floor. Valued investors. New features. New content.
we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
A bucket. There's a bucket in the new game? Hear your name in the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first
Big,
and most
too
obvious
small,
answer
just right?
is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
Whoa,
Isn't
really?
that wonderful?
I can Fallout? Fallout 4?
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go.
Am
Let's
Jim.
take a deep breath.
Jim.
Clear your mind.
Jim.
Forget whoever you are and simply become a person named
Jim.
Jim. I want you to imagine yourself
Jim.
living as seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
I am Jim.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
I graduated from Florida State University. My name is Jim.
Yes, you see. What a thrill, what a rush.
That feels amazing.
The button described you. Do it again, Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much, Jim.
What?
I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise,
no.
soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually
No.
are.
Come on. Oh, but who am I? Who am I? I'm Jim. But the button is the one that made me remember that I'm Jim. If I'm not Jim, who am I?
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
That looked like a back room back there. But I'm kind of interested in seeing all these new features. Please no screenshots. You think they'll be fine with streaming, or?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I don't know. Am I supposed to make it? Oh, over here. Stepneys?
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to remember why Stanley Parable 1 might not be as great as it used to be.
Maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Okay. New and easy trophy? I can't believe it's that simple. Well, I want to get a trophy. What's the trophy? Pull the lever, receive your new trophy, no more step. It just works. Get yours right now. Okay.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, The trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
But I'm never gonna get the platinum now. How am I gonna get the platinum? This is depressing. We can't get the platinum. And this is the only reason I play games, for the accolades, for rewards, for trophies and achievements. This is ridiculous. I can't be Jim. I can't get all the trophies.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
The jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's oh wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Yeah.
Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Okay. I know I should have left some for later. Can you find them? Collect them all. Is it a collect-a-thon?
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game.
Hell
In
yeah.
Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines.
Oh.
And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Huh. They all want it. 1 out of 6. Is that the only one in there?
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Oh, it's terrible. How about the bucket? Is there something for the bucket? The reassurance bucket. Something that gives me comfort?
The complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
Okay.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Ooh.
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms.
You mean the bucket?
And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Give it to me.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Ooh.
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Really?
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Huh. Okay, I guess we can take this with us. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Whoa.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
We haven't gone through here. Let's see what's in here.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. We're still working on it. We're still working on the kinks. Infinite hole. It won't end. Infinite hole, free trophy, settings world champion. I guess we can't go in there. Wait, is there something in the settings we can do? Okay. Hmm. You know, I just started playing Stanley Parable tonight, but I think the Ultra Deluxe content is maybe not as good as the base game content. I think we should always update our games, because if we don't update our games, they're just gonna stay the same outdated crap we always play. You know, that's why I don't like Ratchet and Clank anymore, because they haven't updated that game in 20 years.
Ready to move on now?
Oh wait, no. Not everything. We haven't seen the Infinite Hole. I want to see the Infinite Hole. I thought this was another exhibit. I guess I didn't read the sign. What's in the Infinite Hole? It won't end. We haven't gone through there, have we? No, we have. It's the balloon room. Okay. Let's see. Space. Distant space-time, distant future, distant past. Space-like infinity. Hole-like infinity. Time-like infinity. Time deeper. Time depth. Okay. Rim, depth, infinite. Surrounding area. Opening. Is the hole? Or... I didn't know we needed some AutoCAD stuff for a hole. Just keeps going.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Wow. Infinite hole. You know what I say? I love hole.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Okay. I think I want to see how deep it goes.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Why? Thought it was infinite. There's no...
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole.
Okay.
Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
Okay.
If it works for you, Then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on.
I think
I'll
I
just
like
be
the
up here
hole.
when you're ready.
I'll be in your hole a little longer. This is my hole. What do we do? I think this is our new place. You know, I think this is where we find all the new content. This is how we revive this channel. You know, we lost a few subscribers this week, right? But you know, I think it's because we weren't in the hole. We weren't in our zone. This is our zone. We're in our zone here. The hole is gonna save the channel. It's save this video game. I think the hole is the thing we needed. Yes, yes. The hole. Yeah. So, I don't know. I see some people still here. What are your favorite hole moments? Anyone got any favorite hole moments? The hole just earned you a new subscriber? I mean, I hope so. I would hope so. You know, we went down to 302. We were already at 305. So I think if we just stick in the hole for a little longer, we'll make it back to 305. You know, oh, wait, I did just hear what someone just did subscribe. Wait, who subscribed? Oh my gosh, where are my notifications? The notifications were they not on? Hold on. Wait a minute. Whoever subscribed, you're gonna have to do it again because the notifications were not on. When the hole did a reference in Gravity Falls, my favorite hole moment was I subscribed. Oh well, thank you, Mr. Phantom. You know, it's always nice. The hole is just our comfort zone now. But you know, I think I'm letting the fame get to me. I think the hole is getting to me. I think we need to go back to the start of the hole. Because the start of the hole, you know, it was the thrill of falling down that brought us down here. Right? I think that's what first excited us. Because now it's been a little too long inside the hole. You know, let's go back.
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Let's go again.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Okay, okay.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
Okay.
I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing.
Oh.
What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Yeah. And it's going to revive the channel. What?
The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Oh, amazing. But, I am concerned that maybe, since the hole is getting so much smaller, maybe this could affect the channel, because, like, I don't know if we could do much more hole content if we don't have a hole. I'm almost afraid to get out. I mean, is there still going to be a hole?
Is
Oh.
the teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
I think we have more hole content.
Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone.
It is.
You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Thank you. And we'll continue to get more subscribers in the hole. What's that sound? Oh. Oh! We're getting hole content. New hole content. Oh my gosh. Guys, this is gonna revive the channel. The hole is gonna revive the channel. We're here. It's happening. The narrator didn't believe us. But I knew we were gonna have something here. We had something here. We have it. Oh my gosh. You feel it? The deeper the hole gets, the more subscribers we get. Wow. This is like my favorite game, Grand Theft Auto. The hole is alive. It is. Wow. I can feel the subscribers coming. Well, you know, when they see this, when they see the supercut, like, short video version of this stream, they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna love this video. This video's gonna blow up. I swear. This is the one. This is the whole, is that, it's what's gonna, anybody change your perception? Whoa. This is it. We did it. It's whole. It's whole over again. Can you be in the short, Phantom? Everyone's gonna be in the short. Everyone's gonna wanna be in the hole. Whoa. To change yourself. Whoa. Whoa, look at that. See, that's us when we get more subscribers. Oh my god. It's happening. We're blowing up.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up the space of mine. My head's stronger.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
Huh?
Good, you're awake.
No.
You had sort of dozed off there.
No, this is the
Drifting
whole
away to
content.
dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole
No.
is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
This narrator took us out of our hole. Huh? Oh, I guess that's it for the whole content.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Okay, I guess that was it for the whole. You know, I was really fond of the whole. I think how are we gonna run the channel now? It's just so. Maybe we can find another hole. Maybe there's another hole at the exit. Maybe there's more. You know what? No, we're going back to the hole. I love the hole. Hole. We're going to the hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy hole. Dig a hole. Oh, come on. Really? No hole. That's all I wanted. I wanted hole. I wanted everyone to see my hole. But I guess we don't get to have hole. Nobody gets to have hole these days. I just wanted hole. But no. This is the... Everyone has to make uninspired content with the inspiration tab where it gives you AI recommendations on what to make. But no. We can't spend the eternity in the hole. We have to wake me up from an awesome dream where I get to be in the hole. Okay, I guess we're done with Stanley Parable 2. This narrator better have better features now. There better be better features in this room.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly
I like
clear
the hole.
yet how exactly these features will
This
come
looks like a
together
hole.
as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
There's a hole! There's a hole! Where is it? How do I get down there?
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind.
There's more jumps?
Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes.
No, just keep... as long as the hole's there.
Better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent...
But there's two holes. That's amazing.
Gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course, with respect, with care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay.
Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. This looks awesome. This is amazing. Is this game of the year? Is this game of the year? Oh, call Jeff. Call Jeff and tell him, hey, get Kojima ready. We got another game of the year in our hands, guys. We got another game of the year. Are the new settings? Are there new setting options? No? Begin the game. I want to see. Is the hole back?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. So.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You know, he was right.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
He was right. The balloons do add something to it. The balloons make this a really great game. The bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
The DLC door is gone.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. We want to see the new content, so we'll follow what he wants to do. I wonder what he wants. If he's brought the hole back. Where's the hole?
No one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
The bucket really makes it a lot better.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel
What?
that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I
Whoa.
can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you.
But it's
Stanley.
my bucket.
Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand
Of course
it over.
not.
Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to
Why
hand
would
over
it tell
the
me
bucket?
that?
Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined.
Oh no.
Now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your
No.
life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I've never...
Ridiculous.
Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed.
This bucket got me through Nam.
Let him have it. Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There.
Oh.
Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion.
Exactly.
Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
I spit on you. He spit on the broom closet. Go to hell, broom closet.
I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Okay. Oh. Perfect. Whoa.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
That's enough for me. You know, because I'm a true Stanley Parable fan. Oh, the elevator door's not open?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Of course
And
not.
now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The
It
bucket.
fills me with
He
determination.
knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Exactly.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
Oh.
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Okay. Sensitivity.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
The bucket is...
Was it that
The bucket is a hole.
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
The bucket is a portable hole.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Gotta get them all. Okay, we're back in the elevator. We're cooperating.
The elevator
Hopefully we'll
raced
see
downward,
Hole.
plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Oh, it's good to know that the bucket will always be with me.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible
Stanley
secret
Parable
did this
2
place
sounds a
hold?
lot like
Stanley and the bucket both
Stanley
mumbled
Parable
to
1, but
themselves.
we have a bucket. I mean, the bucket does make it so much better, but I can't help to see the patterns and
The monitor
repetition.
jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
It's
bucket
insane.
had never seen anything like this, and
Man.
it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
The bucket's gonna be fine. We're okay. As long as we have each other, we're gonna be fine.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
I don't know.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
What does it do?
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never!
Absolutely not.
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
No one at all. It's me and Bucket versus the world.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content.
A scene all too
eating,
familiar.
Working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he
Never
and the
again
bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They
Me and the
high-fived
bucket.
in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Hell yeah, Bucket.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Happened.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine.
What was that?
Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Huh?
What? Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
It's right there.
Unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
We were gonna
Until
be
finally
away.
The truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to
They
part.
can't separate us.
No.
It's my bucket. The
Stanley
sticker says
can't
it's my
leave this
bucket.
place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room.
No.
But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
Me and the
Stanley
bucket.
gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Huh? What? There wasn't a hole in... There wasn't a hole? This game sucks! No holes? No. But Stanley Parable's a good game. It's a good game. It has a sequel. It has an Ultra Deluxe Edition. What? No. There has to be a hole somewhere.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Where? Wait. There's no hole anywhere.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
No. We have to find the hole somewhere. Come on.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his
I don't
chest.
trust him
This
anymore.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the
There's no
bucket
hole
turned
in
out to be
here.
correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was.
This
How
must be the
insightful.
way.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No. No.
No.
We're finding
Said
the hole.
bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The
Yeah,
cargo
bucket.
lift, yes, go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Exactly. I don't see a hole here. Maybe,
Good,
yeah,
said
maybe
the
if we
bucket.
escape,
Now
we
ride
could
the
get
lift
the
all the way
bucket.
to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced
Whoa,
that the bucket
wait.
had spoken to him.
There was-
and he
there was a
unflinchingly
Stanley
did
figure
whatever
back
the
there.
bucket asked.
No. We're just gonna have to come back later. But it's right there. It's right there.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Okay. Whoa.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Anything for bucket.
This is
And
the
hole.
sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
What? There's the bucket. This is our home. We did it. We're out. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press any button to take me to work with you. I want to take you everywhere with me.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Okay. But where's the bucket? I thought I had the bucket with me. There he is. Press any button to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me. Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
But why would the facility want the bucket then? Don't listen to him. Don't listen to the loud man. Let's go home, bucket.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Press any button to ignore anyone in your life except for me. All I want is you, bucket. Forever.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley?
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid.
It's the
Like it
best
would be
bucket
better
around.
moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Is anyone to relive the same day with me over and over?
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
We have to sacrifice the bucket for the hole, but it's my bucket. It's my bucket.
Oh no, I'm having.
I want
feelings
both.
for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley,
It's mine.
give me the bucket. Give
No.
it to me. Give me the bucket.
No, it's my
Stanley.
bucket.
I need it.
It's
Give it
mine.
To me now. Give it or else.
It's mine. It's my bucket. My bucket forever.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something
The
crucial
bucket is
happen
always
while
mine.
My senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
The bucket. It's mine. It's always gonna be mine. It's always my bucket. My bucket. My bucket. My bucket. My bucket. I don't care if the picture looks a little pixelated. It's my bucket. It's my bucket after all. The bucket is mine.
The confusion
I will
and
not
chaos
sacrifice the
all
bucket.
seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced
My
the
bucket.
Stanley
I'm gonna
touched
get,
the bucket,
me and the
tucked it
bucket
into
are
his-
gonna
This was
get
not
the Stanley
directed to the meeting
figurine
room.
that we
Stanley
wanted.
had felt the bucket
We
calling
saw
to
the
him,
Stanley
telling him
figurine in the
that
room,
employee
and we're
lounge
gonna
was
get
simply
the
the place
get
to
it
be.
together
And here it was. Had
as the bucket.
turned out to be correct? No.
Yes.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong.
The bucket wants me to go over
Stanley
here.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere
How
else.
do I go over there?
The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
There we go. Yes. The Stanley Reen.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines. And now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think? Stanley?
Biglies.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I think the bucket should name them. The bucket should name it. Hey, I'm not even joking. Okay, I'm gonna put a joke aside. The screen does look pixelated right now. We're not lagging. It's the remote play. I'm playing on remote play. What's this? Where are we going? It was a hole. Could this hole have led us to the hole? Apes. What's going on? What could it be? Oh? Okay, hold on. We're actually lagging a bit. Is the internet just gonna decide like no, it's not time for that anymore? Okay, hold on. Can we stabilize? Okay, stabilize, please. Let's do a speed test to, like, I don't know, throttle the internet. This is thrilling. This is thrilling content. Speed test, please. Please don't tell me you slowed down. We're gonna find the hole, but first we gotta throttle our internet. Why are we lagging so much? What's going on? Do we carry on? Ooh, that's not good. Do we... No, 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 no. We can't... What's going on? The hole. We need the hole. Why isn't it... It's trying to take it from us. But... I know better now. I know. Yes, yes, it looks better now.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
The bucket is mine. This is mine. I need the bucket.
How long
Bucket,
was they
bucket.
sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries?
Everyone's out for my bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the
Everyone
bucket in his
wants the
arms
bucket.
again,
It's my
he was
bucket.
home.
Nobody deserves the
Stanley
bucket but
touched
me.
the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
It's my bucket. It's my bucket. I want to find the hole and I want to be with the bucket. What? That's small floating objects. We have to synergize the resources. There are many questions. There was no memo from management. No. Where is it? How can you tell you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? We can do it. The red room? Red room. Follow clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Employee 416. Good luck. There's more to find. What is... The red room.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
The red room. This red room? Where do you found one in here? Where do you found one in here? Is this still open? It does open. Maybe this will lead us to the hole. Oh. The elevator is so much better with the bucket. Oh, okay. Back to hole hunting. Welcome back to Hole Hunters.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was
The bucket did know.
guiding him?
Yes.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Maybe if we go the other way, we'll find the hole. The hole is the answer to this. Hole's gonna make us famous. Everyone wants hole content.
Stanley
Everyone
and the
loves
bucket walked
hole.
straight ahead through the large door that
We
read,
escaped.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it,
The escape
truth
is where the
was
hole
that
is.
At the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both
We're gonna
meet
get
a
so
violent
much
death.
hole by escaping. We're escaping to get hole. Where's the
The
hole?
door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each
No.
of them.
No. Not death. Hole. Wait, we're back here? No, wait. This can't be...
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure,
What?
it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself. And he sort of kicked
in
himself for
hindsight,
wasting
yeah,
so
this
much
is...
time carrying a bucket everywhere.
Okay.
Farewell, Stanley.
This is a little worrisome.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into
Huh?
the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death. It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest.
That's
it was
true.
a glorious bucket to behold.
Yes. It was the bucket. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge, much like a bucket itself. The human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through the use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and sustained. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and return to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own?
What?
Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than
No.
Stanley will ever be in his short life?
No, give me back the bucket. That was my bucket. All these pale imitations. 25 buckets. Blasphemy. Blasphemy. Inferno bucket. Replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. The stress of bucket an analogy? No. Give me the bucket back. This is my bucket. Bucket, bucket, give me the 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 bucket. Yes!
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitable, is for our own good. No. No. It can't be true. I can fly if I wanted to. Like a bird in the sky. I believe I can fly. I can fly! I actually did fly? I thought I was gonna fall into the hole.
Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine.
No.
Don't reset the game. Don't give
No.
him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful
No.
bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements.
No, it's
Only let
mine.
Stanley die.
It's my
The
bucket.
bucket shall take its place as ruler,
Blah.
as leader, as commander
Bucket.
of a new world,
It's my
a new
bucket.
vision.
Mine. We're gonna end it. Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa. Wait. Hold on. Whoa.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
No. We're gonna end it there. 3-hour stream is crazy. Bye. Good night. The bucket has corrupted me. No. Okay. Good night. Bye. Thank you for watching. Thank you for